All right, YouTube, how we doing? It's your boy Aziz, rhymes with disease, back for another video. And man, I just had to get back on here and continue to make these videos because the purpose is growing this channel. And in order for me to grow this channel, I have to literally put myself in an uncomfortable position. Each and every single day, I'm going to try to at least record and post a video because in order for me to show everybody what they need to do in order to be successful, I have to put my money where my mouth is. I need and want to and will be a great example to all guys and even women who are aspiring to be better, what you can do as a young individual when you put your hard effort into something. No, I am not professional. No, I am not the best at this, but I am willing to learn and get better each and every single day, and that is the goal. As you guys can see, I am in my YouTube creator studio, and yes, I have uploaded 3 new videos in the past couple days. Just uploaded 1 video, so go check that out if you're interested. And there is some major sauce in there for anybody and all guys who struggle with women. I want you guys to understand that yes, we are men, yes, we like women, but we need to understand how women behave and how we as men need to behave in order to either have better relationships, attract the women that we want, and also not have certain issues when it comes to women. Because at the end of the day, the women of today's day and age do not operate the same way our moms and grandmas did. I will always emphasize that because there needs to be a big understanding of that, because if you do not understand that they operate in a different way, you're going to sit there and wonder why your grandmas and your moms behaved a certain way with your grandpas and dads, and why the women of today's day and age don't behave the same way. You need to understand that they do not live the same lives, so you can't expect them to behave the same way. So with that being said, I want every single guy out here to understand that yes, you can still approach women. Yes, you can still ask girls out, but you need to do so in a smarter way. You need to understand how you're going to do it, and you need to also understand that in order to do so, and in order to have the best success, you need to be constantly working on yourself. You need to level yourself up, and you need to understand that it's not going to happen overnight. You need to work on your physical health. You need to work on your face. You need to be well groomed. I'm not as well groomed, but my skin is clear and I look very good. You need to take care of yourself and your appearance, because at the end of the day, those are things women care about. You need to be in the gym. You need to be in the gym. There is no excuse, because at the end of the day, if you don't do these things, you cannot be surprised as a man why you do not get the results that you want. Because at the end of the day, if you're seeing men who get the results that you want, you see what they're doing, and if you're not doing the same things, you can't be surprised if you're not getting the results that they have. So always work on yourself as a man. Always do what you're supposed to do and focus on leveling up. Leveling up is the only way to not deal with the nonsense of today's day and age. All right, guys, back, and I just want to show you guys an example of what I love to eat. So I am Nigerian, and I love to have rice. A lot of the times in my household, sorry guys, I'm a little sick, I have a sore throat, so bear with me. A lot of the times in my house, we eat a lot of rice. You might think we were Asian for how much rice we eat. And I love to make plantain. So right now I have rice, plantain, and beans. And on top we have some blended tomatoes and peppers, which is stew. So I like to eat that. And for the majority of my life, I've eaten home cooked meals. I'm not the type of person who like eats a lot of fast food. Yes, I do like McDonald's, but if I'm being honest, my go-to McDonald's meal is 2 plain hamburgers and a medium fry, and I'll either get a Sprite or a strawberry banana smoothie if I feel like it. But that's literally what I eat at McDonald's every single day. I've been eating that for years now, and that is definitely why I'm so skinny, but at the same time, I'm working on also bulking. So in terms of my fitness goals, I'm on a calorie surplus. So in order for me to see the results that I want, I need to gain weight. And in order for me to do that, I have to be eating more calories than I normally do. But with the way that I've been working out in the gym, I've been able to see very good, fantastic results, as you can see for yourself. So if you have any questions about fitness, how to lose weight, how to gain muscle, how to become jacked as a skinny guy like you see me, drop a comment, drop a question, and I will be able to help you out. I'm starting to formulate and create a program for guys who are especially like me, who are skinny and want to grow muscle. I've been able to grow literally all the muscle that you see here, every single thing within the last 8 months. I did not work out before June of 2024, and we are now towards the end of March 2025. As you can see, that's not a long time, but I've been able to achieve very good results through consistency and hard work. And this channel is going to show you every single thing that you can do when you put in genuine effort towards your goals. So do not be afraid to either drop a question or sit here and continue to follow the journey, because you're going to see some results that you would not believe. At the end of the day, the only limiting person is your mind. If you want to create content, if you want to get into fitness, if you want to get a high income 9 to 5, if you want to aspire to have a good life, you can do it. The only person holding you back is yourself. And I do not want anybody to hold themselves back. That's why I want every single person who watches these videos to understand that I am going to show you what you can do when you put in the most effort for yourself. And if you feel like you can do the same thing, you will take what you see into consideration and you will start implementing the same things that I do in my life into your own life. You need to be physically fit as a man. You need to be well-rounded. You need to be financially successful, financially literate. You need to educate yourself every single day. Be a student of life. Don't be ignorant and just do things on a whim and just go about your daily life just on a whim. Because at the end of the day, the things that you do every single day will impact your future. And you want to make sure that you're living a purposeful life so that you can look back when you're older and say that, yes, I'm glad I did X, Y, and Z while I could. All right, guys, back, and just want to show you guys an example of what I do before I go to work. So yes, like I've said in my previous videos, I'm 25 years old. I'm a restaurant manager, but I'm also focusing on not developing and not needing to depend on my 9 to 5. I want to get into the content creation, and I also want to bring out the potential that I have to help more people, since that is the one skill that I am great at, which is what has made me a great employee, and it is why I've been able to get to the position that I'm in at such an early age, being 25 years old and a restaurant manager. I've put in an immense amount of work in the workforce, but it's time for me to now put that same amount of effort that I've used in the work environment into my own self and building something for myself. And with that being said, that's another reason why I'm showing you what I did in order to grow as a person who was skinny to now having muscle and having abs. I started in my room. Yes, in this room that you see here is where I started. There is no excuse for no man, young, old, to be able to not get to where you want to be. Even if you don't have access to an immediate gym, you can do anything and everything through the comfort of your own environment. It all depends on the mind you have and your determination and your will to get to your goals. I am very determined to get to my goals. Even with the setbacks that I have going on in my own personal life, I will not let that stop me, and I'm going to make sure that I do what I can to provide value to you, all the men and all the people that watch these videos, and to make sure that I'm a great example of what you need to do in order to get to where you want to be. Because at the end of the day, if you have goals, if you have aspirations, if you want to be someone who can be a great example to others of what they can do when they work their hardest at something, you need to put your money where your mouth is, and you need to practice what you preach. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the exercises and what I did in order to grow my arms, grow my chest, and have the abs that I have. Alright guys, so bear with me. I had to flip the angle to get a good view. So just quickly, I just wanted to show you guys a simple exercise that you guys can yourself start to do, especially if you're skinny and if you're somebody who wants to build muscle, because being skinny and building muscle is easier versus losing body fat and trying to also maintain and or build muscle. We, as we're skinny, we have a very big advantage on trying to get to our fitness goals. I'd say quote unquote faster, because of the fact that we don't have the body fat to lose, hindering us from seeing the muscle development. So with that being said, I just want to show you guys what I've been doing since June to now to be able to grow the body that I have while also going to the gym, because I kind of do a split routine type of workout, personalized. I do a home workout in my room, and I also like to go to the gym, and I have a push-pull leg day routine. So I'm just going to show you exactly what I like to do at home. Alright guys, so that was just a mini example of what I like to do. I really did take advantage of the fact that I have these 20-pound weights at home when I started, and I used that in almost every exercise I did to help me start before I started going to the gym. I like to do sets of push-ups, 4 sets, 30 push-ups each, and I'll be honest with you, I was not able to do 30 push-ups at the beginning. I could barely do 20 and my back hurt even getting up to 20, but the key is to do it consistently, do it little by little, and add more reps in as you build up the stamina and the consistency in doing so. It's not going to be a one-trick pony, one and done. You're going to be flying through everything on the first day. You have to learn. The reason why a lot of people feel very sore after their first time in the gym is because they're using muscles that have been dormant in their body for such long periods of time that when the engine of those muscles starts to work, you're going to feel the side effects afterwards. But as you start to use those muscles and they get stronger, you will not feel the pain. The pain is temporary, but it's also necessary for you to grow. At the end of the day, if you want to build a great physique, if you want to build a body that you're proud of, that you can look back on, you want to be able to take your shirt off and not be scared, you have to put in the work, you have to go through the pain, and you have to do what is necessary. So I like to do sets of push-ups, 4 sets, 30 push-ups each. I like to do Russian twists with the 20-pound weight, sets of 15, 4 sets of those. And on top of that, I like to do squats with the 20-pound weights. I do 20 of those, 4 sets. And then I also like to do my bicep curls with the dumbbells that you saw. Sorry about the language. Still getting used to it, but as you can see, I'm trying, I'm putting in the effort, and all these areas that I'm new to, I'm also getting better at as I do these things every day. No, I'm not going to be perfect speaking because one, I'm still a little sick. I have a sore throat currently, and it's my first time being consistent with making YouTube videos, but I want to get better to be able to inspire people and show them what you can do when you put in the hard work to do so. So at the end of the day, even if I stutter, even if I make mistakes, there are only ways for me to learn and get better, because at the end of the day, I'm still on the journey of success and building myself up. And in order to be better, one must do better. So if you really do want to build an aesthetic physique, if you want to build a body that you're proud of, drop a comment, drop anything that you need, any questions. If you have a specific area that you would like help in terms of your body, I can definitely help you 100%. So reach out to me, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat, and drop a comment, drop a follow. I'll always be sure to show you guys what you need to do to get to where you want to be, and just stay tuned for the growth. Okay, and we are back. Okay, I am so sorry guys, it has been a while. Had to get back on here. Yes, it's been a few days. It definitely has been, I think, 2 or 3 days, but I had to get back on here and just say that I think I know exactly where I want to take this channel and exactly what I want to do. I have been here talking to you guys, educating you guys, but also doing what I thought I wanted to do instead of doing what I really want to do. I just want to talk to you guys, and I just want to show more of my personality, because the type of person that I am, I've always been the type of person who's loved helping other people, who's loved imagining, being creative. I have a very, very big imaginative and creative mind. So I think it's time that I bring out that with this YouTube channel, and finally having a video camera is what's going to allow me to do so, and not focusing on certain things will allow me to do so as well. That's why with this channel, I'm definitely going to start a series called No Excuses. A lot of us want to make content. You watching this, I'm pretty sure you want to make content. If you're like me, you're somebody who's wanted to be a big inspiration, maybe someday be on TV, not really have lots of fame, but be famous enough where people know who you are and can say, yes, this person inspired me in X, Y, and Z way. I've definitely always wanted to be one of those people, and I never really knew how, but I'm going to try with this channel. This channel is going to be what I'm going to use to not only inspire myself, but also inspire everybody else to go out there and do what you wanted to do. I'm 25 years old, as I always say. I work as a restaurant manager. I work at a restaurant as one of the 3 managers. I'm also the youngest there, well, the youngest manager there. But it's also shown me that I have so many capabilities. I've always had people told me I'd be good at this, I'd be good at that. And I know for a fact that if I were to grow old and not try certain things, I would 100% regret it. So it's time for me to bring out my potential and do what exactly I've always wanted to do, which is be on camera, show more of my enthusiastic, charismatic, and charming personality. Yes, I'm stubborn. Yes, I like to argue sometimes. No, I do not listen, because that's one of my more redeeming qualities. But it is also what makes me me. And it's what's allowing me to not only speak comfortably and speak freely to you on this camera. That's why I encourage everybody to do what you can do to bring out your creativity and your imagination. At the end of the day, we are human beings, but we're not machines. We have brains for a reason. God gave us the ability to think and write for a purpose. So bring out your purpose. And as I've been going out throughout my life, I'm only 25. I've had several experiences that showed me that I am more than I thought I was. And the only limitation that I've ever had was me, myself, because of the fear, the doubt, and the regret of not doing certain things in a way that I thought would appease other people instead of appeasing myself. So instead of me just going about doing this channel in a way that's going to satisfy anybody else, I'm going to do this channel in a way that's going to satisfy me and also be a great example to those like me who've wanted somebody to look at and help them throughout certain challenges of life. This channel is going to be for both men and women, but it's going to definitely help a lot of guys who face certain challenges like I have. At the end of the day, we're all human beings, we're all growing, and we all do need to be learning something every day. That's why I like to be a student of life. I love to learn, I love to help other people, and I think this channel with my No Excuses series is definitely going to help everybody learn that you yourself have potential. You can do whatever you thought you were possible of. You just need to start. I think the biggest thing holding people back is trying to be perfect, and I'm here to tell you, someone who's far from perfect, it doesn't need to be perfect, because as you start, you get better, you get more comfortable, and you figure out what you want to do. And what I want to do is be like all the other people we've seen, both famous, both not famous, that we've looked up to, that we've seen make it big. But I want to show you the real rawness. Coming from somebody who's only ever worked, been sheltered, been catered in a way that has had my mind captive and not allowed me to bring out my own individuality, I want to bring that out more. And I think it's time that I challenge myself. That's exactly why I'm going to make sure that I stick to this and do exactly what is needed, because there's definitely a lot of people who more than likely feel the way I feel, who want to make content, who want to be inspired by others, who want to show people what they can do, but you may be too scared. And I'm here to tell you, it's okay to be scared, but it's not okay to just let the fear hold you back. You need to take action, and that's exactly what I'm going to make sure I do. I'm going to take action. One of the things I've always held back on is really improving and implementing and going all out on what I can do in my potential. That's why I'm going to go even harder in the gym like I always have. I've been able to build a physique I'm proud of. Even though I can definitely go harder, that's the goal. And also to bring out my creativity when it comes to content creation. I've always thought of myself to be somebody who could be on the camera, who could sit in front of people, communicate, and also bond with anybody and everybody. As I'm talking to you, I feel like I'm talking to a friend, and I can definitely connect with you. That's why I feel so comfortable doing this on the camera. So it's time for me to just bring out my own individuality, thrive within my own divine self, and also show you what you can do when you do what I did and just take action. So I have no idea where this channel is going to take me, but the point is I'm going to make a series called No Excuses. There is no excuses. I'm 25. I work at a restaurant as manager. I do go to college. I have been out of college for the last 2 years, but I returned back to college this coming fall semester. So I work a full-time 9 to 5, which is a salary job. So it's a big boy job, $65,000 a year. I make decent money. Yes, I do live with my parents, but I'm working on moving out. And being able to do all these things while also staying intact with my fitness goals and also my education is one thing I'm going to bring to this channel that's going to be a great example for everyone to watch. Yes, it's a lot of work, but you can do it. At the end of the day, if you have big aspirational goals like me, you want to be very big, you want to show people what they can do, you have to be willing to take those risks. And if anybody who knows me knows one thing I'm good at, it's taking risks and putting myself out there. Regardless of what people think, regardless of what anyone sees, I'm going to do what I need to do to get to where I want to be. I want to be very successful, and I want to be able to look at this video. And yes, mom and dad, I want to be able to look back on this video and tell both of you that, see, I was right. Here I am now a millionaire, and I'm looking back on this video to tell you that I was able to do this. I was able to not only work hard, but bring out the potential and take care of you and dad. With all the hard work, with all the effort that you and mom have been able to provide for me, I'm here to show everybody that yes, you can do it too, and you're able to give back to the people you care about. So this channel is not only going to allow me to bring out my own individuality, but it's going to allow me to give back to the people I care about most, which is my family. And with that being said, I hope everybody enjoyed this segment, and let's get it going on this No Excuses series.